good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Good people. Mm, bro, I had you in here. Come on. What is that? Tripping? Yeah. Okay, let's do this. There we go. There we go.
My apologies.
Oh, you good, bro? You good?
One moment.
For
Get
sure.
my together. Oh,
Can you hear me?
yeah, yeah. We can hear you, dog.
Okay, cool.
Hello.
Oh, you can go there. Okay.
What's the deal,
That's what's up.
bro?
What's up?
Hmm.
Just live. I'm trying to get. See, that's why I couldn't go live last week because it wouldn't let me go live last week. Like I had a restriction or something. Like how? How? I don't even how.
How
How?
long you gonna play with Facebook for? When you gonna start registering? How long you gonna keep playing?
Man, I've been see what I'm trying to do, bro. I'm trying to build something on here
Uh-huh.
so I can move to something else. If you
You
get
can
what I'm
live
trying to
stream.
say.
You can live stream to Facebook or stream right now.
Oh, you talking
Just
about
to
stream?
Facebook.
Stream? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. This probably the last week. I just
Yeah.
do it through straight Facebook.
Yeah. Don't go crazy like me trying to live stream everywhere. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't
Well,
do that.
so this is probably the last. Next week is gonna be the whole interface thing I showed you.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing we'll see. Probably next week or the week after. It ain't
Yeah.
gonna be much longer because I'm not gonna keep dealing with that. But
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, it's another episode of True Podcast. We got for everybody who have hit me up, called me. Get the girl with the locks. Get the girl with the locks. The girl with the locks is back. Okay, okay, she is back. Then of course we got the great Michael Gray
I'm not
in the
that great.
building. The polarizing,
I
the
don't know where they came
polarizing
from.
figure.
Okay. That's funny.
Yeah, for sure. I got my people here tonight.
Oh man, we was talking crazy last night. It was funny, man.
Oh, I got to watch the replay, bro.
We was talking about Stephon Diggs though, that whole
Oh,
situation. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
yeah,
No, we were just
yeah.
talking about who like where's accountability fall?
Okay.
on
Accountability
both
part.
ends, on both ends of that. Yeah,
Stefan and who? Cardi?
both of them. Nuh-uh. The woman that said that was his personal chef, whatever that means.
Oh, that situation. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, funny.
Anyway,
Yeah.
tonight's topic is escaping the prison of your mind. When I came up with this one, okay, all the topics I come up with, either I done dealt with it, I'm dealing with it, or uh, I know somebody who dealing with it and have dealt with it. But this one right here,
I think every adult has dealt with this
yeah,
and deals with it different times of the year in their life or whatever. So
I know I
yeah,
deal with it. I've
yeah,
dealt with it on multiple occasions.
yeah.
Just the type of person I am. I'm a I'm an overthinker.
This is why you need Jesus. When people say they don't
Yeah,
need Jesus,
yeah.
but then you see, like, are you a prisoner in your own mind? I said, no.
Yeah. See, I'm a
Because I
overthinker.
was, before I came to church, I was a prisoner of my own mind. I was delusional, boy. I was out there.
Yeah.
So I can definitely speak from experience. So
And with me being a overthinker, my mind was a um if I allow it to be, it can be a playground for the devil
yeah.
because like I don't want to get too deep into a whole nother episode, which I'm gonna do this weekend. It a part of the prison of my mindset was um sometimes I would create own narratives in my head. And
Oh yeah,
it
yeah,
don't even
for
be
sure.
like
Yeah,
hold up. That's not
delusional part.
even
That's the delusional part for sure.
yeah, yeah. Or in some situations I'll be like, um, this girl, uh I'm gonna stay with this girl thinking that I could save her or change her.
I got a question for you. I don't know when to ask. I was messing with you when I seen it. I said I'm gonna ask him this question. I'm gonna see what he think. I'm gonna ask him this.
What's up?
You remember when Martin, when they asked Gina how they met and they gave a picture how each other looked? They told the story about how they look.
Yeah.
So I asked you this because I dealt with this. When a woman see you, what do you think a woman see?
Oh boy, hey. That's
That's
a
that
good
really
question.
test your ego. That really, when you single, that test your ego out. Cause sometimes you think you fly, you think you're everything, but a woman may see
Hey,
something
I
totally
have
different.
been I have been um chin checked a lot because I be thinking I try to carry myself a certain way. They be like,
Yeah,
no, fam.
yeah.
Like, no, you the homie. I'm like, girl, I want you. No, you the homie. Or
Hey, Deja, how many dudes that you see like growing up, they think they something, but like they kind of off a little bit.
Plenty.
Say you a little off the mark, buddy.
yeah, that's
Yeah, you think you're a first round pick? You're like, nah, you ain't no first round pick, dog. You got to get your skills up, man.
but yeah, I want to talk to Daisha for a minute.
For sure.
Uh, when I sent you the topics, why did this one stick out to you the most?
From a psych standpoint.
Okay, yeah. So, how do you feel about the topic? Like, give us some insight on how you feel about it.
Well, with me being in the psych counseling realm, I
Hmm.
understand exactly how much your mind can affect your entire person. So, like I told you, all of them were good, but I was just like, I might be able to share some insight on
Hmm.
that one and specifically because, of course, like y'all, like both of y'all said, you have your own personal struggles, but then also from a professional side of it, I felt like I may be able to offer my 1-2 on the topic because I see it every day.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I sit there and listen to it every day. And so just people telling me about what's going on in their mind. And so I am able to see from, I've been able to see from a personal standpoint, but I'm also able to see from the outside looking in to just how much somebody can be a prisoner in their mind, because a person may feel like, a person is anxious all the time may feel like, somebody's watching me, somebody's after me, somebody's looking at me, and somebody's doing this. And that causes them to create this whole idea, and now they don't want to go nowhere, or now they're always looking over their shoulder, or and it just completely changed their entire person
Mm-hmm.
because of what happened, what first started as a seed in their mind, and now it has manifested itself into an entire character.
Boy,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
that's real.
I want to ask you as a woman, like growing up. Sometimes I talk to my wife about this. Are women generally taught to kind of base a lot of the things they do around perception, and that kind of can mess with you growing up? Because it's like I really don't care about what people think, but at the same time, I still got to present myself a certain way at the same time, and you kind of battle that balance, right? You know.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yes,
Okay.
yes, that is a thing. We are taught to, like you said, look a certain way. We're taught to act a certain way. I know something that I heard a lot growing up is women are supposed to be seen and not heard.
Mm.
Oh,
I ain't like that one real. I ain't like that one a lot. But I mean, that
I
was the
don't know.
thing.
I think people say that, but if you actually grew up in a family, like I know me being from the country and Mother's Day coming up, it ain't too many big mamas, left. No, nobody want to be big mama no more. And anybody had a big mama in their family, they definitely was seen and heard. You know what I'm saying? That was seen.
Yeah.
They ran everything with an iron fist. You know what I'm saying? But then cooked. Made everybody come eat at the table. Like,
right.
come eat. It's time to eat. Everybody came in there and eat. Dad, uncle, everybody. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't gonna say it too many times. But those days are almost, don't nobody want to be big mama no more. Everybody want to be nice now. So,
Well,
but yeah, I remember
Mhm.
those days though, big mama days though.
Yeah.
yeah. See that perspective. Hmm, I don't too much like that neither. Cause
You gonna hear me and see me.
type of person I am, I want it. See, I would like to include my partner or whoever
Yeah.
I'm dealing with to be seen and heard. I don't want no woman that's just gonna sit like a church mouse. Girl, say something. Let me talk to me.
That's why I tell you and Peel, even I talk to young girls, so you gotta ask these questions before you fall in love with somebody, right? What do you think about that? How do you feel about this?
Right.
And but sometimes, like she's saying, the mental part of it, like that mental prison, it's hard to filter people out because this is just my opinion. I don't know if it's true or not, but from what I saw growing up, because if you really pay attention when you're growing up, it's almost like live psychology. You seeing different people do different things. Are you paying attention? Like not from a
Mhm.
judgmental standpoint. You just learning. But
Just learning.
when you're trying to filter people out, you realize that a lot of people won't fit, and you don't want to be lonely at the same time. So now, how do I filter people out but not be lonely at the same time? That's what makes it tough. You know what I'm saying? You want this man to be to have moral values and principles. Then you start finding that's not the majority of men. It's a minority. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because when I met my wife, I wasn't all the way there. I just told her where I was at, what I was willing to do, what I'm working towards. But like she said, it's not a lot of dudes that even say that. They try to skate around it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Mhm.
See,
and
I know, like I was saying earlier, with me dealing with my mind, the type of person I am a very creative person.
hmm
So my mind is constantly running. Uh,
Same here. Same here.
how can I put this? It's like it goes 100 miles per hour, and then on top of that, dealing with everything that I normally deal with. Uh, I'm it's just by the grace of God, I haven't found an outlet
Hmm.
that that was damaging.
I think too. A lot of that mindset, in my opinion, like growing up, when you see older dudes, um, being able to lead and take feedback. Some dudes not good at that, right? Like if I lead, if I make a mistake, and you grill me for it, they try to use those terms to try to keep from getting grilled or whatever the culture was. And I would tell anybody, don't blame the Bible principles on what people do. The principles work. People may not, but the principles work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's just the two people getting together. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes the people mess up the principles. It's like, well, I don't want to follow the principles because it ain't working. It's working, but it's the people that you're looking at that's not following the principle sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Makes it real diluted.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
But Daisha, I want to hear your opinion about what I'm finna say. So I know it was a time in my life where my mind was so um, how can I put this? What I'm trying to say, my mind was so uh, boggled down with at that time. I felt like it was the pressures of the world, but it really wasn't. But still, my problems was magnitude. Well, I mean magnified because of what I was going through at the time. So of course it's gonna be big to me. But where do you think a person who suffers from uh how can I put this? Well, like the starting points of somebody who deals with codependency.
Where do I think it starts?
Yeah.
Um, I think it starts probably with, I guess, just a vulnerable connection. Probably with the vulnerable connection. I mean, everybody's story is different, but it would make sense for it to start there
Hmm.
because it. Mm, trying to think of anybody that I know that's codependent.
ding 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 ding. Hey, I didn't deal with it. Hey, I'm talking about. I was. It got to the point where, like I said, a couple episodes ago, I built my whole life around that one person, and uh, the codependency was real, and I never knew anything like that existed until it was too late. And it was like you going through codependency.
I got a question for you. The surrounding and all the support that you had, do you think you was unintentionally raised to be codependent? Because you said you always had your grandpa, you always had your grandma, and growing up in the church, you had people around you all your life. Because I know for me, I'm reversed. Like
No,
not not having my pops around, my mom, but when I started becoming like a teenager and stuff,
yeah,
I had to like make independent decisions because my mom couldn't always be with me. You know what I'm saying? Like I just didn't have this around. Like I go to work, coming home at 10,
yeah,
doing. So I didn't. I wasn't raised to be codependent. You know what I'm saying? And maybe
yeah.
that was unintentional. I don't know. I'm just saying. Sometimes you can have so
It
much
could be,
support, and there's nothing wrong with it. But
yeah,
how do you break from being codependent to being independent? You know what I'm saying? But
yeah. See, I can see how that could be played into it. Um, but my codependency, well,
I guess I'm trying to see what you learned. What do you think you learned it from? Like when you like if you could really think about that, like what do you think you learned it from to be codependent? Because I don't think you
Uh,
just wake up and be codependent. You just wake up, you know
no,
what? I'm
no, no,
codependent.
no. In the situation that I'm referring to, that
Yeah,
happened. That happened over time.
yeah. But
Like,
you don't think you had it before you met her, though? You don't think you was codependent?
uh-uh, not
Okay.
at all.
I'm just
Uh,
asking. I'm just curious about that. Like, do you think you was dealing with that before you met her? You just probably didn't know it.
Not in that way. Mm-mm.
Okay. Okay.
It could have been like some mild codependency,
Yeah.
you know,
Okay.
but it got really bad once I get. And the thing about it, when you in something, well, when I was in the situation, it was toxic for years, and I stayed based off of history. Like, dog, I got 6 years with this person. I don't want to start over. So I was like, I'm gonna stick this one out. I'm gonna, do what I need to do on my end. But the more I kept doing what I need to do on my end, the other end was lacking still. So I'm like, hold up, fam. And then I realized, like I said, it was too late per se, but I couldn't break away from her. Like, I built everything where I felt like I built my whole existence off of one person. They saw me, they saw her. They saw her, they saw me. I put this girl up on the pedestal.
Is that your first
And
heartbreak? Is that your first heartbreak?
my first my first real one, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. There
My
we
first
go.
real one.
Okay.
So of course you got that popcorn puppy love.
Popcorn.
But no, this one was
Extra
this
butter.
boy, this one hit different.
Yeah.
And I still end up going back to the girl. But anyway, uh that's it's about codependency.
Yeah.
Uh
So where would you say that it started?
it
Or
started.
how do you think it started?
You want me to keep it a buck?
I'm glad you asked that because if I asked that, he think I'm being mean. I'm glad you asked it.
No, no, no.
No, I'm messing with you,
Oh,
bro. I'm
you can
messing with you.
ask me that.
You gonna polar? I'm messing with you.
I'm finna keep it a buck. And what I'm finna say, when we started having sex,
hmm
that broke everything.
Oh yeah, you ignore stuff. Yeah,
A vulnerable connection.
yeah.
Bro.
And you start ignoring it. You start ignoring it. You don't even see it. It's like when you're
Oh,
not doing it,
hey.
you can see the trash, but when you get involved, you don't see the trash no more. You know, you just walk
boy,
right over it. You walk
boy,
right
hey.
over it. You walk right over
Hey,
it,
the sad part about it was
man.
I could have known that it was like you said, I'm not gonna use the word trash, but
No, I'm talking. I'm using an example. Like sometimes when you're not paying attention, you could walk over and won't even be paying attention to it on the floor. You know what I'm saying?
and for a lot of it, I ignored all the red flags, all the
Sure.
red caution signals, yield. I ignored all of it
Right.
because I was feeding something else. You
Right.
know,
I'm with you.
uh,
I get it. I've been there.
I was feeding something else, which was ultimately, like I said, I was developing severe codependency. I created a soul tie. Uh, uh,
Sound like you just saying you were sprung. No, I'm messing with you.
yeah, but
I'm
but it's
messing
about
with
like
you.
the deeper level of it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
and soul ties are real,
Oh, 100%. That's definitely
and
real.
I feel like they go hands in hand with codependency. Uh, yeah, soul ties are real, and you really have to. Well, that's a whole other podcast.
It is.
Well, you have to, boy.
But what you're saying though, a lot of people won't keep it real about that part, right?
Yeah,
They'll
yeah.
dance around saying, I start having sex, I start ignoring the stuff, the red flags and the yellow flags and all this stuff. And I
And
kept going because
and
the
let me
sex
say
was
this,
good. She was taking me around the world. Go ahead.
because I don't know who all gonna watch this. I don't know. No, I was not perfect. I was
Nobody
not
is.
perfect.
I'm not one person. Yeah.
But at the same time, Um, I know right from wrong, and I know how to treat somebody with some respect. Um, and I know certain things you wouldn't do versus when you talking to somebody, versus when you in a committed relationship with them, versus when you've been in this thing for almost a decade. It's just things that you learn over time that you should not be making year one mistakes in
All
yourself.
of us, all of us have learned right from wrong, but when you become an adult, it's this area called the gray area that people play in. And when you in the gray area, it gets so confusing. It's like you don't even think about right and wrong. It'd be like this
Yep.
feel good, that don't feel good. I want to do this, I want to do that. And when you the gray area is one of the craziest places. That's what messes people's minds up. Because some people can't get out, they get in, they can't get out. Because you're so used to playing around in there, and you don't want to be told that you're doing wrong. You don't want to be told to do something different. Because I
So
like being in the. I'm just telling you from my experience when I was there. You like being in the gray area. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Cause it ain't no rules. It's like it ain't no really rules in the grade. That's why why I was telling
yeah,
y'all like when it's lukewarm, God say you lukewarm will spit you out because you're not going by no rules. It's just in the middle. You know what
you in
I'm
the
saying?
middle,
Or
and
right and
it's real.
wrong. Yeah. So
It's real. Like everything was cool.
yeah.
Everything was cool before we opened up that door. We was young too. We was young. So before we opened up that door, everything was popcorn. Let's go to the movies. Let's take pictures at the photo booth.
Yeah.
I mean, it was still that after the fact, but it was a whole nother layer. It was a whole nother thing that we really didn't understand. And
But you would understand now why they say you should wait until you married though.
oh boy, hey, I
Cause when
promise
you
you,
young, you think, oh, I'm the asterisk to the rule. I don't got to do that. I know I did. I was thinking like that. Then you find out, I get it. I get it now. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
See,
So
it's and that I mean that's so yeah, that's crazy. So like Daisha was saying, it is a the starting point is 9 times out of 10 is going to be a vulnerable uh,
Nick.
moment or situation that
I want to ask David something too when you get done.
yeah. Go ahead, go
Do
ahead.
you think the when you're women that are like especially when as they start aging, the challenge of being lonely, does that make them kind of lower the rules or standard sometimes? It's like those periods. I know when I was growing up, when I was younger, it's like you could not all women, but I'm saying there was like a set of women. It's like that if I just hang around long enough, her force field will weaken, or there will be like a window of opportunity. Maybe that's right or wrong. I don't know if that's true. I'm just saying that's like observations. You know what I'm saying that you. Do you think that's the challenge? Like when you're trying to find this dude that's gonna do right by you, but it seems like it's more dudes that's gonna do wrong by you. Do some women lower their standard because of the loneliness? You know that you don't mind. No, everybody don't want to be lonely. Everybody want to be with somebody. You know what I'm
Yeah, I do think that some do, and I do think
saying? Yeah,
some won't.
right.
It just depends on the person.
Cause that's the kind of stuff people don't talk about. You know, they always talk about dating and stuff. They don't talk about like when you dealing with like lonely, like you going over the family house and uncle, auntie married, they sitting at the table talking. And it's like you by yourself. You like, man, I want to know what that be like. But you really
Mm-hmm.
don't know what the other side of marriage is. You don't see the other side. You just see the outward facing of it. You know what I'm saying? It's like riding by the state fair. You see all the bright lights and stuff, but you haven't rode the rides yet. You just see the bright lights and stuff. It's like, boy, I wonder what it's like in the fair.
Right.
Then when you go in there and ride that ride, your stomach hurt a little bit. Like, wait a minute, I didn't know it's gonna be like this. Like,
Right.
I want to. Let me stop it.
Yes,
Yeah,
indeed.
but
That's actually how kind of how my story went. He walked in the room and everybody was in a relationship except him, and he was experiencing loneliness. I was cool. I honestly was all right because I had just started college, and I had just ended a relationship that I was in for almost a year. And I was like, well, if I gave this person a year of my time, I feel like I at least deserve a year by myself. And he came around before the year was up. But that was something I really wasn't, I didn't want to budge on. But like I was saying in the other episode that I was on, I started to feel bad because it's just like, okay, well, he is a nice guy. He is trying. It's just like
Mm,
I know I said that I wanted to wait a year, but it's just like, I feel like maybe I could at least give him that much, a relationship or something. Looking back, I definitely should have just stuck with what I said at first and give myself that year because I wasn't impressed to be in a relationship
Yeah.
or to be with him. But I mean, you live and you learn. So
I would ask you this: what, like, for any women listening, like, looking back, what did he do, or was it more how you felt that made you kind of override, like, what you was thinking? Like, you know what, I'm gonna just wait a year. Like, was he really like real good, like conversation wise, or was it more on your like you know what, I'm gonna entertain him, or like, what do you think? Like, if you could share that with another woman, so they won't go down that same path, they don't have to. That's how I try to
well,
look at stuff. I try to share from my insights, like, well, I boo boo that.
that's where I was saying that I should have just stuck with my first mind and just
Hmm.
waited. No matter how well a person talks, or no
Yeah.
matter what they say or what they do or how they make you feel in that moment, if you feel the need to, wait it out and have a period of solitude and be by yourself, take it.
Yeah.
Don't allow nobody to talk you into a life that you don't even want to live or you may not even want at that time. I can't say that he just had I can't say that he talked real good or anything like that. I think at the
Okay.
time I was just vulnerable
Okay.
because I was
Okay.
hurt,
Right. Right. Right.
which is why I wanted to be by myself because I knew that
Right.
I was hurt.
Okay.
And I just think that he just came swooped in at the right time to patch up the wounds. With I wanted to do that alone,
Right.
but
Okay.
Yeah.
noticing that somebody was there and somebody was trying, it just made me feel like, well, maybe I should see this through then, or maybe you should have just saw your first plan through.
And
Yeah.
now let me say, I am so grateful that you didn't, cause some women go through that and they become bitter. I'm glad you didn't do that. So grateful that this situation didn't make you bitter because some women I've seen that in me growing up, other women the one bad experience can just change everything how you view stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm
I can
grateful
see
that.
how if someone hurts you bad enough, but no,
Yeah,
I'm not bitter.
I'm
It
grateful,
is what
man.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I'm finna shift it a little bit because yeah, this mind thing it can go in a
Oh
lot of
yeah,
different directions. I,
100%.
like I was saying earlier, um, how I could create false narratives in my head.
I did it all the time, man.
Hey, Ray, look here. I mean,
All the
I was
time.
down bad, so I was down so bad. It was one moment in my life where I had the devil, where the devil had my mind so jacked up that he would take true enough things that people have done, but really corrupted.
Hmm.
Like, yeah, she lied on me, but the devil would twist it like she lied on you and she did that, knowing she
Yeah.
didn't do the second part, but my mind ran with it.
Yeah.
And I had to, I mean, it wasn't long, and until I had to snap myself back to reality and align back with what I need to align with. I mean, my mind was jacked up so bad to the point where uh I went to past the office. I was like, I'm not going to this church no more. And he was like, The crazy part about it is, it's like he knew I was going through something mental, and it was like he allowed me to go through it.
Yeah.
That's what I thought in my head. So I was like, why is pastor not stopping me from leaving this church?
She would have
Like,
Cause it's
seen
free
you.
will. Cause it's free will. As we kidnapping.
well,
No,
no,
let me stop.
but I'm like, why is he just free to let me? He was like, son, if that's what you want to do, that's what you do. But you know where home is.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, So that next Sunday, I get up in front of everybody. I was like, yeah, this is my last Sunday at ET. I'll holler at y'all. Mic drop. And then I started going to another church. And when I tell y'all,
What was
the
it?
first the first Sunday, it was wild. I was
Mm.
like, why am I even here? And I was like, what am I doing? Like, I went to how can I put this? A multicultural church.
Maybe you posted. I think you posted.
And I'm talking
In
about, hey,
multiverse of madness, using the multiverse, boy.
hey, it's all, and I thought it was gonna be a vibe, all these different cultures, you know. Now granted the church all in all is pretty straight church,
Yeah.
but that's not where I was meant to be.
Yeah.
And I'm just using that as an example as of to how far, if we allow it, well first you gotta understand that we allow it and control it.
Yeah.
But once we do that, uh we can we can go so far off in the deep end mindset wise to where, boy, you will burn bridges that should never been even burned to begin with.
Yeah.
And I went to a few other churches, and I went to a couple Baptist churches. I was like, okay, we almost there. No, I got cool with some of the pastors. Then I started noticing a pattern. Like, it's like one church had this, but it didn't have everything else. The other church had that, but it didn't have everything else. Prime example, I can put it in terms that us three can understand, and some of the other people that watch it, ET folk. I would look around and I'll be looking for Evangelist Esther to be running around. That ain't finna happen, fam.
Yeah.
I would look for um the mothers to be happy. Ain't no mother corner. Uh, Half of the churches that I was visiting, if anybody started speaking in anything, they would put them in a room, a soundproof room, until they got their stuff together. I was like, what? So you telling me that if somebody get high in the spirit or get a little touch from God, you finna put me in a room all the way in the back with soundproof room with that? I'm like, okay. So eventually I uh of course y'all know where I'm at now. Back home. And Mike, like you say on near about all the episodes, like the prodigal son. Yeah, boy, I had to.
Did
I was like, "What's
you
up,
go out? Did you
Bishop?"
get to the pig pen? Did you make it that far? Did you get to the pig pen, or did you
Boy,
stop
hey,
before
I
you
was
went
all the
there?
way. Boy, I was about to
He
be
said I was
slaughtered.
all the way.
I was about to
I
be
was all the
slaughtered
way.
like a pig in the pen. Man, I got so deep in that, bro, because and I was so deep in just and I will cover more of this probably in the episode I'm gonna do tomorrow or Saturday. Um, I was dealing with church hurt too. So like I will go to our church every Sunday and look at everybody that has did me wrong. And over time, I didn't guard my mind or my heart. So
Mm,
both of them was working. Like,
yeah,
how can you sit here and allow that person, this person, that person, this person to do this, lie on you, say this about you, trash your name, all that, whatever it was, uh, and you just sit there and take it. That's why I said uh, about the devil really playing
for sure.
the mind battles.
I think any young person don't need to hear this though, for real. Like,
So
for sure.
me going through church hurt, and it came from people y'all would never even believe. And I'm just like, now, Mike, like I was telling you, when my grandpops was alive, we was up here, bro. We was
I
up
believe it.
here. So when he died back in '07, we started,
Yeah.
even though as far as, and I'm not saying we was better than anybody,
All right, I know what you're saying. Yeah, I get it.
but we was held to that. So I would have never expected certain people to do me like that. So it was a, now looking back at it, of course, it was a very humbling experience. Now that I can say that God has healed my heart from all of that,
That's cool.
because
That's what's up.
I've worked one on one, hand in hand with some of the people
Yeah.
that caused the church hurt. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
So I mean, and this some other conversations that need to be had, but
I mean, you know, before I came back to church, because I was out of church for years, right? But you learn that not only will people hurt you, you just keep living long enough. Guess what? You're probably gonna hurt some people too. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
you have to understand, like, you have to build up a resilience of being able to take something but not let it sink in your skin, though. You know what I'm saying? Take time. It's a conceptual thing. I guess a conceptual thing that I have to constantly work on and sharpen and build in my brain. You know what I'm saying? Because when you think about forgiveness and it's saying they do it 77 and 7 times,
yeah,
now you got a choice. You know what I'm saying? Now you have, how do I do this and not crash out, right? You have to build that for you, however that works, for you. And I tell my cousins, like, before you think about getting married, you got to stack those other Legos. Your individual Legos need to be stacked first on dealing with stuff before you start getting into a relationship with somebody else. You
yeah,
got to learn how to forgive. You need to learn how to deal, communicate, even through those tough times, like they was talking about them tough talks. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to have those kind of talks, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it's impossible to live a life without being hurt or you hurting somebody, because you can approach somebody with the best intentions and it still can hurt their feelings because they may not receive it the same way that you trying to give it. You know what I'm
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's
saying? And
true.
you know, and then they tell you they didn't receive that the right way. And the more you try to say I was trying to do it like this, the more they not trying to hear that. You know what I'm saying?
I
So
ain't gonna try to hear that, bro.
yeah. And sometimes with the hurt part, when somebody hurt you, you can tell them that I didn't like that, and they will rationalize and justify. That's why it's better to just forgive and let go. Not even unless you want to go down that path, right? But that's what I've learned. Like, it's just not even worth it. My brain, like they say, your mind controls so much of what you do. Sometimes people don't realize that's your most powerful tool in your body, your brain.
It is.
And like I was trying to tell people, your brain only got so much memory that it can use towards stuff, resources. Why would I save all of the stuff that people have did over the years that I can't control, and then it stopped me from learning new stuff as I'm getting older? You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna cloud your judgment. You know what I'm saying? If you do that, that's the risk you take. But
It is.
so
But see, so I had to do a lot of self evaluation.
Oh,
That was
for
before
sure.
I started going to therapy.
You're gonna be doing that, boy, a lot as an adult.
And
Self-evaluation.
boy, I'm telling you, to this day, the best decisions I, the best decision I've ever made in my entire life, besides, of course, following Jesus. Uh, but getting to therapy, bro,
Yeah,
it was so much stuff that I had in the back of my mind, in the back of everything that I didn't realize that was there until it was pulled out of me.
yeah,
I found the root cause to why something like codependency would happen. I
yeah.
was trying to fill the void,
Hmm.
and that's just facts. I was trying to fill the void that could no woman do for me.
Mm-mm.
No man either couldn't.
Hmm.
It was I was supposed to fill the void with God, but of course I'm not finna think like that. I wasn't trying to.
Yeah.
Uh, I was trying to fill the void, and
Asia, what question do you have for the men
yeah.
about dealing with mind battles? What question do you have for the
I don't, I don't know.
men? She quiet. That's why I'm messing with her.
No, she
I'm
that's
listening.
yeah. She analyzing.
Yeah.
They gonna ask me back, watch, cause they gonna be like, she ain't said nothing this whole time.
That's why I asked her, like, what question does she have? Does she ever think about something that men deal with? They don't talk about out loud. Because a lot of times dudes deal with stuff, they just don't talk about it out loud for
Um,
whatever reason.
we already know what the reason is, but
What you think the reason is?
because of the societal norm that men aren't heard because or that their feelings don't matter as much because they are viewed as weaker if they do say anything about it or they've been in the season of calling men sassy and all this other stuff. So I already understand, but I guess I don't really have much questions because um men men show up to therapy. I, and I always applaud them when they do because especially black men because I know the stigma. I
Yeah,
understand. I've heard it, I've seen it, and especially as they get older because when you get older, you tend to be stuck in your ways just a little bit. So when I see individuals over 30, I always applaud them I applaud everybody for coming because it's a big
yeah.
step.
Hmm.
But definitely those that are centered around a stigma or a stereotype, definitely applaud them for showing up because I know it probably took a lot.
Yeah,
So I don't really ask them what got them there because I just listen and
yeah,
they tend to tell me
yeah,
whether they know how or not. I listen long enough, I'll hear it.
yeah. I think a lot of dudes struggle with like you were saying, those some dudes take those sayings and run with it, and some dudes uh, struggle with the way today's time is now. Like some women saying like some stuff about masculinity is toxic, and some of it is, and some dudes
Mhm.
don't know what to take the good stuff. They just say it's all messed up, right? And I think in masculinity there are some good stuff from it. It's just some people use it the wrong way, like I was talking about earlier. Some people just overboard. They use it the wrong way, and some dudes struggle with that, man, because they just don't want to be deemed as a bad guy, you know. And I always tell dudes, you just gotta pick who you want to be with, because some can y'all agree it's some good guys that have dated some bad women and it kind of messed them up. You know what I'm saying? Like some women, they don't compliment a man. They kind of act like a man, and you get aggressive. And it's like I don't want to be aggressive towards a woman. I just don't, because it may not go well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's some women that's like I'm gonna challenge you as much as I can. You know. I hate that kind of mindset because it can mess up something that you could really build. But some
Yep.
dudes struggle with that because like I don't even know how to handle this because of the double standard. I can't be aggressive because I'm gonna be toxic. If I do this, I'm gonna be mean. If I say that, like say you said, I'm gonna be sassy. So what? How do I handle this? You know what I'm saying? But seen a lot of dudes kind of deal with that. They don't know what direction to really go in because there's so much criticism out there. And,
The, the best thing a person can do in that situation is walk away. It's not worth it.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. Walk away. It
It
ain't
ain't
worth
worth
it.
it. It ain't worth it, bro.
Boy, jail ain't worth it at all. Whew.
But Deja, what you were saying as far as uh, guys who were like what got them to get to therapy. Um, I know for me, I had to make a conscious decision that, of course, uh, I know that God is who He is, and He could heal, do all that. But I also felt like He put people here that can help too. And
Hmm.
once I tapped into that mindset, that really changed my life. Cause I'm like, hold up. Of course we gonna pray and let God do what He gonna do. But it's other stuff we can do in the meantime.
Yeah.
And for me, that was therapy. And it really took. I won't say I was hitting rock bottom,
Mm.
but I was spiraling. And I'm like, what is going on? I was feeling depressed and didn't know why. Uh, I was looking for validation in other people, and I ain't never did that before.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is going on? I was having a early midlife crisis. Like, what is going on? And that half of it was uh, the consequences of me cutting myself off from somebody. The consequences of codependency.
Right.
Uh, you will feel. I felt like I was alone and didn't have nobody with everybody in the world in my face. Uh,
Mm.
I've always been a different dude. I never. Uh, I've always followed and created my own path, which is a lonely road because it's only you
Oh
that
yeah,
created the
100%.
path. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I got to a point where I had to figure out some stuff. Like, why am I develop? I have developed some patterns that's not even me.
Hmm.
You know, and the crazy part about it, when I started therapy, the first session, she was like, "Hey, my name is so and so, so and so. What's your name?" But my name, I started telling them about everything in the first session.
Ah, that's funny.
Yeah, my name's Camille. Name, fix my life. Boy, this is going on. This is going on. This is going on. I just found out this girl cheated on me. I'm over here dealing with. Now I know it was a misdiagnosis of type 2 diabetes. I'm dealing with that, and that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm dealing with so much stuff. I'm like, why? I'm dealing with what's the word when you have a problem with the way you look? Is it body
Body
dysmorphia?
dysmorphia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Cause I had lost all the weight that I done gained. I was a big dude at one point. I, wa- I mean, I was skinny all my life, but I had a little 2 year window where I was a big dude. I got up to almost 400 pounds,
Yeah.
and now I know that it was a false sense of confidence But I always thought that the bigger me was the most confident, but it was a false sense of confidence because what I found enjoyment in at that moment was food. So I ate my way to happiness,
Yeah.
you know, and then messed around and got hospitalized, trying to see what's going on with me. I'm thinking I got food poisoning. It was like, yeah, you were diabetic, bro. I said,
Man.
oh, dog. So dealing with that, dealing with body dysmorphia, still dealing with uh, codependency
Okay.
because I would go to another one and do the same thing. I would hop into another relationship or get back with the original one, not fixing the patterns until I went to therapy.
That's real. Yeah.
Um, and it's been 2 years since I started therapy,
Yeah.
and I'm more level headed now than I probably ever been in my life.
So for the
But
young bulls, if let them know, Tremel, how like when we try to tell kids to go to school or go to do a trade or get yourself set up financially, what does a year of therapy look like financial wise?
what you mean, like how much it costs?
Yeah.
Well, by the grace of God, I had a job that paid for my first 10 sessions for free.
I'm just saying, 'cause there's a lot of young dudes that they may not have a job, but they probably need therapy.
Yeah.
And that's
Oh,
we
I'm
why we
pretty
try to
sure.
tell them to get set up, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
find
yeah.
some kind of career to get in so that stuff can be available to you. Because
Oh, well,
if you
yeah.
don't have a job, it's an all, you probably can, but it's not the same, maybe not as the same as when you have insurance and you can, get in a program.
And what I would say to that is, I'm pretty sure 9 times out of 10 is some programs out there for um, people who can't afford or
Sure.
need. It's programs out there, but um, a lot of times we would get jobs because I promise you, I was not even looking at employee assistance programs before I wanted to get to therapy.
Right.
I promise you, I wouldn't. I mean, I would have 5 jobs, and I'm like, "Where's EAP? I don't need none of that."
Is
You
that an
know,
issue, Deja, for dudes in therapy? Affordability sometimes? Is that an issue that you see?
No,
No?
no. I don't actually. I've never heard that being a thing for them. I think they're what keeps them from going is stigma.
yeah.
I
Ego.
I don't
Yeah.
think I don't think I've ever even heard of an instance where what kept them from it was money because
Okay.
there's so many different resources out here now
Okay.
that I don't know if that can be an excuse anymore.
That's what's
It's
up.
not an excuse no more. I'm gonna
Okay.
say this: a person going, I've had to learn this the hard way. A person going spend their time and their money on what they want to spend it on.
100%. Yup.
Um,
Yup.
if I know that my therapist is the goat, if I know she's the best therapist out there for me anyway, I'm gonna miss out on getting them J's that come out this weekend to pay for the
Mhm.
next 5 sessions of therapy.
100%. 100%. Yeah.
It's all about prioritizing.
One
For
priority.
sure.
100%.
So
Yeah.
no, that's not no. It's stuff out there, bro. It's stuff out there, man. And it's near about. I'm trying to think. Every job that I had, and I mean, I'm trying to think. The lowest paying job I had was what, Build a Bear. They had EAP program.
That's what's up.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
stuff out here, bro.
I'm just letting somebody listening so they can know, like, it's
Yeah,
stuff out there. Like,
it's
some
stuff out
dudes you
there.
hear that a lot. Yeah.
Man,
Stuff out
it's
there.
stuff out there. It's
You just
stuff
Yeah.
out
gotta look for it.
You just gotta look for it. They don't on billboards. A lot of time the free stuff don't be on billboards. You gotta go find it.
You gotta go find it. I mean,
Yeah, you gotta go find it.
it's stuff. I
100%.
mean, I'm pretty sure it's stuff that they do all over, bro.
Yeah.
It's all about you finding it.
Look up free therapy services for those who may be listening right now or in the
Hmm.
future. Look
Yeah.
up free therapy services near me. Um, or if you have if you have insurance, you can look on, I think it's called Therapy Today. I think it's called Therapy Today. I think that's how I found my therapist. And then you can just look and see. They have a huge platform. It's all across Arkansas.
Hmm.
You can tell them, you can filter based on your needs. If you need telehealth, if you need in person, if you have insurance, what kind of insurance, if you need pro bono services, or if you have, I'm trying to think of, or if you want to pay out of pocket, different things like that. And then sometimes you have where you can pay out of pocket, but it's based on your income.
Mm-hmm.
So it's so many different. Like everybody that comes see me is pro bono because I'm an intern.
Oh, okay. What's up?
So it's out there. A lot of places, I think, are required to accept pro bono clients every now and then or here and there. Of course, they can't build their practice off of it because
Yeah.
you'll never make any money. You can't keep
Right.
doors open with no money.
For sure.
But if they offer interns or if they have interns, you might want to ask them because we don't get paid. Some pay theirs, but I don't get paid. So
Yeah.
just finding different places that got interns because we have to get the hours. We have to meet with the clients, but everybody does not offer any funds for it. And so they're happy to give us those pro bono clients because it gets their name out there and then they don't have to they don't have to come up off any extra money and it's a win-win for them because the people are being seen, their name is getting out there and we're getting our hours.
Yeah. That's what's up.
I got a
Mhm.
question for you, D. So is it hard to like detach from your clients with it's not hard.
Not for me.
See, I feel like I don't have a problem with that because the type of person I am, I'm so I wear my heart on my face. I mean, I'm so in tune with my emotions. Uh, I would create a whole nah, bro. I'm like, see, that's why I can't be in your field because they'll be at home good, and I'll be at the house thinking about like what is going on. How can I?
I thought I was gonna be like that, but I'm not. I thought I was gonna be in there crying with them. I don't. I just be listening. And that's all they
Mhm.
want you to do.
Yeah.
I feel for them, I do. And I pray for them as well.
For
But I
sure.
can't take it home with me
Sure. Okay. Uh-uh.
because I will be no good to myself or to them if
That's
I
true.
wore all of their problems on my sleeve or if
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
wore it on my chest. And so it's just like I
hmm
can't, I have to create a distance.
yeah,
This not my friend. These not my homeboys and homegirls. They're not my kids.
yeah,
And so it's just like I have to view this as any other job. If I can, because I do payroll as well. If I can leave payroll at work, then I can leave clients at work because
yeah. That's a good way to put it.
I can't. I literally can't do it. I wouldn't be of service or I wouldn't be good at it, I would say, if I
You know
took
what?
it out with me because then I would have been ready to give it up after the first week because everybody has a story.
I just
Yeah,
I just had a random thought that I think would be tough for anybody, right? Based on what Deja just saying. I mean, Deja. I'm sorry, Deja saying. Um, being married. I'm not talking about nobody, but I'm just in general. Being married and a person, your spouse is asking you a question that really is made for a psychologist to answer, but they're asking you for you to give them an answer, and it's like I can't give you an answer, but you want to answer, but I can't answer this like a psychologist would. I can only give it to you based on my limited knowledge. You know what I'm saying? I can see that being tough and like in relationships with either like a dynamic of dealing with another person. Like if you asked a girl, you dating a girl, and Tremaine, and you asking her about codependency, she was like, I don't even know what. I like you asking me something that a psychologist probably, to talk to you about. I think that
Yeah,
could be pretty tough too. Sometimes
it,
people just
it's
deal with stuff. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
that's pretty tough. A lot of people shoot. I didn't even know what codependency was.
And,
I
right.
was like, what? I had to look it up and watch YouTube videos, and I'm like, dog, that's me.
If you be
Everything they
around
were
enough
saying is
people, I
me.
think if if you just live long enough and you just be around enough people, you just see everybody has something that they have to deal with on them. When you dealing with yourself, you know what I'm saying? Everybody has to deal with something. Um, and some people good at dealing with it, some people not as good. Um, but everybody's dealing with something in their mind. Just some
Yes,
people good at masking it, and some people not that good.
and that's another reason why I don't just write everybody off either.
Yeah,
Uh,
you can't.
we all dealing with something. Uh,
Yeah, just gotta be willing to face it. That's the thing. That's the
yeah,
hard part is facing it.
yeah. I
Mhm.
all of our struggles look different, but
Yeah,
we can't discredit the fact that it's still a struggle.
right.
You know.
I think the hardest part is when you see somebody struggling and you're trying to help them, but they don't realize that they're struggling. There be those men that don't want to change their way, that they're not flexible enough to learn something new. I'm just stuck in my ways. You see they
Mhm.
struggling and they don't want to work on it. What do you do at that point? That's the tough part about life, because it may be a loved one. Like, man, if you get therapy, you could probably be a whole, totally different person. I don't want to be a totally different person. I'm fine where
Yeah,
I'm at. I think that's the tough part about life, just dealing with people.
man. Me going to therapy, like I said, that was one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. It helped me.
Yeah,
It helped me start to rebuild my relationship with God. Because
yeah,
I told you, I was mad at God for years.
hmm
Talking about mad, and boy, I had to realize that um, what I was mad about, I wasn't able to even control it anyway.
yeah,
Him taking my grandfather away from me, I can't control that.
Mhm.
You
mm
know, what I did after the fact was all on me. Um, the void that was left, I filled it with other things, but couldn't be mad at God for that. And that was already written before I was even thought of, before all of us was even thought of. That was already set in stone.
yeah,
So what's the point of being mad at him over something that was gonna happen anyway? You know what I mean?
yeah,
Uh, but yeah, me going to therapy and dealing with this mind, cause like I said, uh, people who like me, I'll say this: a lot of people who like me deal with severe depression, um, overthinking, like I said, and a lot of them go to drugs to cope
mm,
and deal with why am I feeling this way. Uh, what I did, I burned myself out with trying to do everything. I wasn't a drinker, I wasn't a smoker. So yes, at one point I had a whole music group. I created a whole music group, about 15 people. I was going to different churches doing stuff. Uh, I worked myself to the bone. I was doing season one of this podcast back in 2020, trying to do trying to do that, trying to juggle with. This is a lot at one time. I was doing plays at the church, just trying to do everything at one time that wasn't really uh, healthy for me because I wasn't at the right mindset.
right, yeah,
So me thinking back, like, all them plays I wrote at church would have been even better if I was in the right mindset.
I think
Mhm.
too. I speak from my experience. When I was single and you just out there playing around, you don't have a woman in your life, somebody that's building you and depending on you to provide for them. When you just living for yourself, I'm just saying for me, I was doing all kind of stuff because I didn't have nobody. I was just out there for myself. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And I think what changed my mindset is when I got married. Now I am responsible for this person, and then when we have kids, these, my wife and two kids now. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? So I have to minimize as much as I can, the mistakes. I got to keep my mind sharp. I can't do autopilot, you know what I'm saying? Because you got to keep working on your mind. It's so weird because as an adult, you take on more responsibilities. You don't give them away. You just keep adding to your plate, right? You're dealing with yourself, then you got to deal with your spouse, and now you got to manage the kids too. So
Mhm.
that's three other people plus myself. And then in marriage, not only do you have to go together, but you still have to individually develop yourself too and get better in order to grow together.
yeah. That's real.
Because I have to work to be a better husband, just like she has to work to be a better wife, right? Now when we talk about that, when we first got married, was a rookie. At 14 years, I still shouldn't be a rookie. You know what I'm saying? I still shouldn't be a rookie in the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But that's how you got to look at it, though. You know what I'm saying? And I think responsibility, like real responsibilities, changed my mindset. Cause it's like I can't play around with that because when it was with myself, I can play around, mess up, and recover, play roulette all day. But when you dealing with other people, you can't do that. If you got common sense, if you got some sense,
yeah.
you can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It all boils down to us as a people, as a whole community, really homing in on mental health. It's real.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Gotta take care of it. We gotta prioritize it to even take care of it. Uh, I know. I'm just a uh, how can I put this? I'm not your average cat, and I'm not trying to brag. Now I'm not your average dude. So it wasn't that hard for me to go into therapy. But I know for some dude, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to even open up his mind or her mind to even be like, I need therapy. That's the first
Hmm.
step,
Yeah, for sure.
and I had to come to grips with that. I need some therapy.
Hmm.
It's some stuff that I need to take care of in my mind so I can be straight.
Hmm.
Cause now my mindset has changed. I'm trying to fix myself for my wife. Do I know who she is? I don't know. She could be as close as next door. I'm not gonna know until I'm ready. You know what I mean? So I'm
Mhm.
preparing myself for the next chapter.
I would say this though, like for marriage, I don't know if you could be. I can tell you everything from A to Z about marriage, but I think the thing that you as an individual have to be prepared for either side is the mindset that you have you go into it with.
Yeah,
Because it's things that when you're dealing with another person you just don't know because you've not been around them long enough, and you have to be ready for that. Like,
yeah,
are you going into this like if this happened, I'm gonna end it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you got to find the right person. Like me and my wife, we always say, man, the only way we breaking up, you leave me if I'm gonna die. You know what I'm saying? But I don't just go around dogging her out either. You know what I'm saying?
no,
I don't make that a hard thing for her to, we laugh with each other all the time. We're like, yeah, the only way we breaking up if we die, one of us die. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
if you
That's
go into it with that plan B, if this happened, I'm out. If this happened, I'm out. That
Right.
probably could happen. You know what I'm saying? It probably
it's
could
probably
happen.
it's probably gonna happen. You already got the
You know what I'm
mind
saying?
for it. You already
Yeah,
got that in your head.
yeah. Because when you dealing with another person, man, they're always gonna show you all the good stuff, right? But sometimes you see, you might not like they clip their nails and it's all over the floor. You know what I'm saying? That might get on your nerves. But then you might do something to get on their nerves. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think about the inverse. Every time you go to somebody about something, you gotta think about the inverse. Like, wait a minute, I might
Yeah,
have done the same thing in another way. You know what I'm
Yeah,
very true.
that's very well
saying?
possible, though. I just feel
Yeah,
like I
yeah,
was saying, there's certain things that I knew that I had to fix and still working on that for. I don't want my wife to deal with uh, a trauma bonding trauma. No, fam. I want her to
yeah,
get a healed, completely
right,
healed version of me. You know, I want her to get the best version of me, and that's
for
something that
sure.
I have fought with because I've caught myself several times saying that I gave this person the best years of my life. Then I had to think about it.
You still living.
I'm
Still
still
living. Yeah,
living.
yeah.
I'm still young.
If you
Yes,
date a
I've
real
been
woman
through a
though, if you
lot.
date a woman that got some sense though, she know just as well as you know that y'all both gonna have some flaws. Like nobody gonna have all the pros and no cons. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And they just
Mm.
come with dating somebody. Um, sometimes people build that builder bear. They got that builder bear in their head, but it don't work
yeah,
like that in real life. You know what I'm saying? It just
yeah.
don't.
So,
I wish I could tell you it did, but it don't.
so I had to fix some stuff. Like I said, still working on it.
For sure.
But I had to, boy, talk to myself first and do a lot of self evaluation. And it's hard. It's so hard to look yourself in the mirror. Be like, hey, dog, you ain't all together. You ain't got it all. You know. And
Then
yes,
you think
yes,
about Dave. Hey,
yeah.
Deja, looking back, how hard was it when you first moved? Like when you moved down there with him? Like how much of an eye opener was that?
It
Cause you
was.
was you used to be around family, you and your sister, and I always wondered how was that when you moved away like that. I had to imagine that had to be tough.
It was. It
Yeah,
was because I was out
yeah,
there by myself. I didn't have
yeah,
any friends. I didn't have a job. My family wasn't there. I really felt like I was alone.
mm,
Yeah.
I had to fully depend on him
yeah,
and just hope that I wouldn't get down there and then they'll just leave me by myself to fend for myself.
right,
Mm.
I know that I would have been able to work it out,
right,
with
yeah,
the grace of God,
yeah,
but or I would have just came back home. But
Hmm.
it was tough
yeah,
because I had to be in a space and I do not like this at all. And
yeah,
did not like it then,
sure,
where I had to fully depend on a person to help me out. Cause like I said, I
right,
ain't had no job.
Hmm.
All I had was me
yeah.
and whatever we could fit in that car. Yeah, I would not
And
recommend that
that's
anybody
called
do that.
any woman that's listening. That's called to me, that's being inconsiderate of your spouse. Like, if you're a man, you should be able to thrive anywhere. You don't want to put your spouse in that situation. You know what I'm saying?
No.
If at all, if you can control that, because that's tough, man. Because like I say, you moved. I mean, I know you and your sister are super close. You know.
Yeah.
And I know it hurt her too, being your sister. I know she was like, "Well, my sister, this was my road dog." You know what I'm saying?
It's your roommate. It,
So, yeah,
it hit different when you share a room with a person.
yeah.
Them roommates be inseparable. You would think.
They more than roommates. They twins. It's a different roommate. It's a little
No,
different.
I said
He
Yeah,
said
womb.
yeah. Oh,
womb.
womb. Oh, roommate. Okay, I thought you said room. Okay. Yeah, roommates. Yeah,
Yeah, them roommates. Lynn and Logan, they completely opposite.
yeah,
But let some let somebody run up on one of them,
yeah,
or
yeah,
they got that twin thing too, baby. That sister twin thing.
yeah.
But yeah, that's
Yeah. She was trying to learn marriage and be in a totally new place at the same time. I'm trying to get people to see like those scenarios, everybody's scenario is different, right? You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And
It was
tough,
tough,
man. Yeah, I know it was. You ain't got to tell
to
me. I
say the
understand.
least.
Yeah.
I
But
know.
little by little, I figured it out.
Yeah.
Um,
I
and
think
I
you're
made
gonna be
my
able to
own
help.
way.
I think you're gonna be able to help somebody that's coming up, a young
For
Yeah,
brother. I think
sure.
you'll be
she
able
could be
to
able to
help.
help somebody. It's
Yeah.
when I
Ain't go through it for nothing.
oh yeah,
Boy, for real. That's
and
sure how you gotta look at it.
that's what I've learned about myself. My whole life have been testimony after testimony after testimony. It's stuff that I haven't even told my own mom and pops about that I've gone through that I know God have brought me out of because it's a time for me to tell it all. You know, like like I said earlier, me being misdiagnosed with type 2.
Yeah.
The whole time I was a type 1.
Mm.
So type 2, you can reverse it.
Yeah.
Type 1, they
You were
say
born with it.
that and you're gonna have for the rest of your life.
Yeah, for sure life. Yeah.
So now I'm dealing with uh I was just taking shots every day or shots whenever I needed to do
Oh, the
something.
insulin. Yeah, the insulin joint.
But now I got this thing right here.
Yeah, the little dot. The little dot.
No, this thing right here.
Oh
It's
wow.
it's an insulin pump that's connected to me.
Do
Literally.
you have to hit the button or to do it on its own?
It do it on its
Do it on
own.
its own? Okay.
But
It's on your stomach, though.
right there.
Something.
Wow. And I will say this about your parents. It's something I learned, man. Your parents know more about you than you know. They don't. They may not tell you because you from them. You their DNA, and they know what you're capable of, what you're not capable of. They may not tell you because I do. I should think that with my mom too. Some stuff she didn't know, but I think some stuff she just prayed for, just didn't probably talk to me about it. But when your parents like birth you, that you from their DNA, they know both sides because you know what I'm saying. You get stuff from both parents. They see it. They just don't say. They should hope that you can overcome it or it don't put you in a weird, a bad position. But, you know,
Yeah. So like I was
yeah,
saying, that's not
yeah,
for me. So that's what I'm faced with now.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
and I'm still trying to fight through it
yeah.
mentally. Cause
And then
now,
you learn too, like, wow, you know what? I get this from this parent, you know what I'm saying? What I'm
yeah.
doing,
But
Yeah,
as far as what I'm dealing with this pump,
yeah,
that's if I'm not careful, um, I could allow that to mess with my mind too.
yeah. That's
Because
true.
now I'm thinking, now ain't no woman really gonna want me now. I already felt like damaged goods to begin with. Now I got uh this thing on me for the rest of my life. Um, but that's when my faith kicked in.
That's what's up.
So I'm like, hold up. Now it's a reason why I'm going through this, and I got a feeling, and I believe this with everything in me, that I'm gonna come off this pump
Oh
some
yeah,
way,
I'm believing with you.
somehow. And all it takes is just a
Mustard seed.
mustard seed faith.
Don't
But
lose
my
it.
faith bigger than that. So I know I'm like, hold up. I've seen literally God take me from each step. And even if it is something I deal with for the rest of my life, He's still gonna take me through each step. But I'm believing that I'm gonna get off this pump. God, God can do it. I know He can.
Yeah,
But I
just gotta
also
believe.
know there's certain things that you're just gonna be our cross to bear. I know that. I know that. Um, but
But it don't hurt to try. I rather try and see than worry about, man, if I would have did this, would have worked. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would tell you.
yeah, so I'm fighting. I'm fighting
Yeah.
a different type of mind battle now. Is now I'm pulling myself out of ruts that I've been in.
Yeah.
Me being down when I broke my knee. Uh, the injury wasn't my biggest concern. Me recovering wasn't my biggest concern. My biggest concern was me being isolated.
Mm.
Because I know how I am when I'm isolated. I get real
Yeah.
depressed.
Mm.
Why'd you feel like you'd be isolated?
Because um, I was confined to my bed.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Um,
Everybody else
Yeah.
be going to work. Everybody else be going to work.
and I feel
Hey, how
like
you
life was
doing? You
passing me
straight?
by.
You straight? And
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You
Yeah.
left to your imagination. Yeah, that's real. Yeah.
Um, I feel like I'll be isolated because, um, like I said, I was confined to my bed and I was really alone. I mean, my mama was there for me, you know. My brothers came through, my pops came through, but I was alone. But I found out that the isolation that I was going through, this time it was God rebuilding me. He had to slow me down to a certain point where I can actually sit and think. Because, like I
Mm.
said, y'all, I've been going and
Yeah.
going and going and going. And I did too much one day and fell and broke my knee.
Mm. Yeah.
And during that time, the girl I was talking to, she left. At my most vulnerable moment I've ever been in my life. I've never been injured to the point where uh, I got to use a walker to go use the bathroom. I got to hop to go use the bathroom, dang near peeing on myself, trying to get up and go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
You know, um, dealing with that and dealing with, like I said, the loss of a relationship in my most vulnerable moment when I needed her the most I would ever need her. At that moment, she bounced. She bailed on me because she couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
She couldn't handle the magnitude of everything. So she bounced. So I was like, okay. I picked myself up, which looking back at it, I probably should never even been in that relationship anyway.
Yeah.
But
I can
for
tell
what it's
you.
worth, for what it's worth, everything happened for a reason. A lot of stuff was revealed to me when God
Yeah.
literally had to sit me down, literally,
Yeah.
for me to see, like, get out of tunnel vision, my guy. It's time for you to do what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. And I can tell you, man, from experience, I met my wife at my most vulnerable time, bro.
Yeah,
I was laid off. I was on unemployment, and I was working in Walmart part time as a grown man,
yeah,
right? When I first started coming to the church, that's where I was at. I was on unemployment, working in Walmart. She could have wrote me off. She's like, "What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? You ain't even in position to talk to me. You know what I'm saying?" She could have easily said that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. You meet a
yeah.
real
They
woman,
should
man.
have.
You know what I'm saying?
They
You know
should
what I'm saying?
have.
No.
I didn't even say anything.
And I would have totally understood. I'm just telling you where I was at. You know what I'm saying? And, like I was telling my home, I went from working when I think I got a job at the airport. and that's why I try to tell somebody get up your knowledge, your education, because went from literally working at the airport, being a shuttle driver, to working in IT. Boom. I mean, uh, a $25 difference, like making 15 to like $30 an hour
Yeah.
back then. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's how crazy that was, you know. And that was just with a 2 year degree. I didn't even graduate yet. But yeah, man, I met my wife at the most vulnerable moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at my lowest point, because usually I was always working before then. But had I got fired, man, I couldn't find nothing, and that's what forced me. Like God said, slow you down.
Mm-hmm.
Boy.
And I was in a relationship with like an older woman before I met her for like 5 years. Yeah, I think I was like 25, she was 30. You know what I'm saying? But and had to go to school, man. Mom was like, man, just go ahead and go back to school. You've been helping me all your life. Just go ahead and go to school now. That's what I did, man. And why I stopped, I don't know. I should have kept going. I would have been done right now,
Yeah.
but I guess I had to wait on Chat GPT to come out. But yeah, man. Vaughn, sometimes like you meet a real woman, man. Like she'll know, like she'll see something that you don't even see in yourself. Sometimes, just gotta be patient.
Yeah. See, now I'm at the stage of my life where I'm at the
Cause
the,
how old
the
are you? You in your 20s still, right?
yeah, I'm finna be 30.
Yeah, yeah. He's young, man. He still got time. He
Yeah,
young.
of course. But see, ever since I've been dealing with this whole diabetes situation, I always felt like I was running out of time. That's
Yeah, I wouldn't
why
look at it like that.
that's why I moved so fast
Yeah.
because I felt like my life was uh my the mortality of it all was right there in front of my face. So, like I said, God slowed me down all the way for me to be like, okay, all right, whatever I mean, you got me right where you want me now. I can't do nothing, literally. I can't do jack, big dog. So
Yeah.
now I'm at the point now where I'm like, okay, God, whatever you want. I mean, you got me, you still got me where you want me. I can move a little better now, but and then I got the idea one day, maybe I should bring my podcast back, and that's where we are today.
What's up? That's
And
what's up.
I feel like it's a reason why God wanted me to bring this back. Uh, the more I do it, like I said, this is slick therapy for me too. Because all the topics come from everything that I've been through. A lot of it, everything that I've been through, or like I said, I know somebody else who's going through it.
Hmm.
I know somebody else who's going through it, so I know how to maneuver around the topics. But there's some other stuff that I know I got to do. There's some stuff that God done put on me, on my heart to do, and I just got to go and do it. And that's a whole scary situation on its own, because I'm like, that's another mental battle. I'm like, dog, now you want to talk about ministry? That's a whole nother can of worms.
Mm-hmm.
And this is slick. What I'm doing now is slick ministry, but
You want
dealing
to get
with
married is
people,
ministry. You want to get married, that's ministry, brother.
yeah,
You want to
but
get
dealing
married,
with
yeah.
people, that's a whole nother realm of what? For real.
So if you was
So
talking to a younger person, younger than you, would you say that's why it's important to really get that spiritual foundation so it can kind of lessen the blow of dealing with people as you grow older?
yeah, if I didn't have ET, the background of ET, I know for a fact I would not be alive today.
Cause no, you
I,
got some people that just, online, they pray, they wild about church. Like, I don't get out of church, man. I don't do that.
I know for a fact if I didn't have my spiritual background, I would not be alive today. And that's just facts.
Yeah.
I mean, because you take my grandma for example, both of them. they done prayed me through. It's some prayers that they done got stored up.
Yeah.
For, that God still banking on. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I think it took me to be hard headed. If I didn't be as hard headed as I was, I think because I lost my dad early, I had to really see how crazy it could be. It give me a more balanced approach when I talk to people, and I just understand the mindsets when you at different points in your life, like you struggle with, like, no, I don't want to do the will of God right now. I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? I like doing this. You know what I'm saying? And,
Yeah.
but it's just sometimes you got to realize when the grace period is over. Like give you a grace period, and when God say playtime is over, you got to hear that for yourself, though.
Yeah,
When
yeah, I gotta hear it for
playtime's over.
myself. I had to hear it for
Yeah, I had to
myself.
hear that for myself. Playtime's over, huh? Yeah, playtime over, dog. Yeah.
And it wasn't even that. It was I got a me over here injured. Bishop texted me, he was like, it's time. I'm
Mm.
like, time for what? He
Yeah.
was like, no, it's time for you to be about the church. And I was like, whoa, 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 hold up, big dog. Me? Yes, you. And I'm like, all right, all right, big dog. You know. And there's pressure. There's pressure because now it's another Daisha. There's another mental matter because now I got to uh still honor my grandpops, but not try to live up to him. See what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that's a whole nother podcast right there. Trying to live up to past expectations that weren't even placed on you.
And
Right.
I will also say learn how to process pressure so you don't have to hold on to it for a long time.
Yeah,
Sometimes I know for me, you struggle. The times that I struggle with pressure is because either I just didn't want to do it or I'm being lazy about doing. I'm like dragging my feet.
yeah,
But usually, if I'm willing to do it, it's not a whole lot of pressure. Like I've done a lot of stuff you don't know how to do. You just got to be willing to do it, right? Because you're gonna do it
yeah.
my way. You know
You're
what I'm
gonna
saying? I
do it.
tell Nick all the time, I'm not gonna do it that way. Like if I'm gonna crash and burn, I'm gonna do it Mike way. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Win, lose, or draw. This is how it's gonna go. So I can't be like Nick. With all the energy. That ain't my style. That's your style. You know what I'm saying?
that man
Right.
got too much energy.
Yeah.
That
I'm more
man,
laid back.
that
Yeah.
man got enough energy for a whole section of a church.
Yeah. See, I'm like a sniper. I'm more like a sniper, man. That's like my person. I'm like a sniper. I just sit and wait in the woods and just won't even move. Wait for the right time to do what I need to do. Then I go
See,
back in the
and,
woods.
and I like to
Yeah.
be low key, but
Yeah.
the type of person that I am, and I know the type of stuff I'm gonna end up doing, I can't be low key about it.
Yeah. When I was younger, I was the craziest one at the bunch, but now I'm low key. But yeah, that's what make it
Yeah,
funny because I did both sides. But yeah, when I was younger, I was the craziest one at the bunch.
yeah, it be like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, y'all, it just boils down to maneuvering and finding ways to deal with your own mental battles and mental struggles,
Hmm.
and not allowing yourself to get trapped in the prison of your own mind.
Man,
Because it
for
is a
real.
real thing. And it need to be talked about more than what it is. Because that's the reason how you end up with this situation from that from that dude a few weeks ago who unalived himself and his whole family.
Yeah.
He was in entrapment in his mind.
Yeah.
You know, what caused it, we don't know. But we
Yeah.
do know he was in a prison of his own mind.
Yeah. That's true.
And there's help out there, but you gotta want it for yourself. I didn't truly change until I actually wanted it for myself.
That's real. I'm with you. I'm the same way.
So I
Gotta
want to
want it.
thank I want to thank Big Bro Mike for coming on. I want to thank a highly requested uh,
And tell them
psychological group.
She
The
be on TikTok too. She ain't saying that she be on TikTok too, man.
the highly requested psychological guru, the payroll queen. Uh, we appreciate you, Daisha, for coming on again. And
I appreciate you, Dave.
it's been a pretty fire episode. We'll holler at y'all again. Thank y'all again. We'll holler at y'all. I'm gonna go live again. We're gonna do church hurt Saturday because I didn't do it last week. We're gonna do it Saturday. Everybody, with church hurt. Church hurt is coming Saturday, and I'm gonna go real deep into it. I got my tissue box ready. I might do a little crying, but real talk. It's gonna get real Saturday night. Yeah, I'm gonna do it Saturday night. But that's
Yeah.
another episode, number 7 in the books, baby. We
Number
appreciate
7.
y'all. Invite all your people to like the page. Follow everybody on their respective pages. Until next, just coming up Saturday, we'll see you again. All right, good time. Thank y'all again. Real talk.
Mhm.